Hello everyone and welcome to a Post Geek Out reaction. Oh, wait, no. It's not the Post Geek Out reaction. Yes, for you guys who have watched this channel before, then you know that the Post Geek Out reaction is the show that we do on the show where we just come out here to the old thinking couch right after we saw a movie or a TV show and we just give you our open, honest thoughts about it, and that includes full spoilers. However, throughout the month of January, we're doing something special. We are going to be doing two different types of Post Geek Out reactions. You see, at the end of this month, I'm going to be making my best of the year list and my worst of the year list, which means I have to look through all the films that everybody called their favorites of the year and their least favorites of the year and just watch them all back to back. So we have the Quest for the Best, which is all the films that everybody said was good, so I'm watching those. I'm going to give you my thoughts on them, and we will see at the end of the month whether or not they end up on my best of the year list. But we also have the Gauntlet of Awful. All the terrible films that everybody hated. We're watching all of them too, and today is one of those. As I said, we're going to come in here and give you our thoughts on these films that everybody called terrible. And today we're starting with 9 Lives. Now, last time I checked, this thing still had like a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it was 0 or 1 digit last time that I checked on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, this is one of the worst rated films of the year. It's a film about Kevin Spacey, who is this man who only cares about his job instead of taking care of his family and spending time with his daughter. And he then decides for her birthday he's going to get her a cat, even though he hates cats. But he goes to a magical cat shop run by Christopher Walken, and when he gets into an accident, his body goes into a coma, but his brain goes into the body of this cat. And now he's got 1 week to show his family that he really cares for them in the body of this cat, or else he will be lost in the cat forever. I just gotta say, as I said, this is like the worst reviewed film of the year. It's got like 0 or 1 digit on Rotten Tomatoes, and I have listened to so many critics out there talk about and say, man, I had to get drunk before I saw this thing. I had to drink something to get through this. This film made me angry. This film wrecked my mind. Y'all need to see more movies.
Yes.
Listen, this ain't good. It's not. It's a bad film. But compare, like I said, I do this every year, in which I go and look at all those films that everybody called their worst of the year. I do this every year. This isn't even close to some of the crap that I watch every single year. Everybody has put this on their 10 worst movies list. I honestly don't know if it's going to make it on mine. Like, granted, I saw this at home. We rented this. And the whole time that I was watching it, I thought, this just feels like a Lifetime movie. This, like, last year at Christmas, Lifetime movie actually made the Grumpy Cat movie with, what's her name? The sad angry girl from everything, from Parks and Rec, from...
Oh, yeah, her.
Yeah, God, what is her name? Put her name right here. I used to know it by heart. But yeah, if they ever make a Teen Titans live action film, she would not play Raven because she's like 30. But they could CG her to make her like shorter and then she'd be Raven. There she is, there's a picture of her. She was in the Grumpy Cat film and I watched a little bit of that, and then as I watched this I went, it's the exact same quality. It's the exact same damn film. It's like there's almost like... So I will say that. I don't think that I would be nearly as positive? I don't want to say positive. Not angry at this film. I wouldn't be nearly as not angry at this film if I had paid $15 to go to the theater and actually had to sit there where I couldn't take out my phone and tweet along to it and talk about how angry I was with you openly as we watched it. If we had to do this in a theater where we had to sit there quietly and just watching, I probably would have hated it way more. But as I said, this just feels like a made-for-TV Lifetime movie or an ABC Family or whatever that channel is called now. It just feels like one of those types of movies and we watched it on TV where those types of movies exist, so I was like, it's just one of those.
Yeah.
The only difference is they got Kevin Spacey for this, which part of it is because he apparently tried to buy a theater and he got into some kind of tax problem for that, so I was like, alright, he's probably just taking whatever scripts he can get. It's the Nicolas Cage situation. But the other thing is that, and I really, really want this to be true, I was researching this film. Apparently this started off as a Woody Allen film. And it was going to be like some weird, satirical, like dark humor thing. But then one of the writers died, and the script kind of just got passed around, and then got totally rewritten as this. I would love it if it turned out that Kevin Spacey, like, he pulled a Bill Murray with Garfield, where he signed up when it was going to be some weird artsy thing, and then the rug just got pulled out from underneath him, and it's like, yeah, it's not that anymore, and your name's still on the contract. But yeah, that's the weird thing, is like, if Kevin Spacey was not in this, and it was just some, like, TV actor, and, like, you could still have Christopher Walken in here, because it's like, Christopher Walken will do anything. He doesn't work that much anymore. But yeah, so if you had just taken Kevin Spacey out and put this on TV, I don't think people were giving a crap about this. Nobody would be talking about it. Like, nobody would be looking at this like, it's one of the worst things ever. They'd be looking at it like, yeah, it's just one of those movies. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. Like, we got this out of a Redbox. This is the kind of crap you find in Redbox. That's it. It's on Netflix right now. It's the kind of crap you find on Netflix. That's all that it is. I've seen way worse stuff on Netflix. And also, I'll admit this. Kevin Spacey still showed up to work. I'll say that. Yeah. Which, granted, he didn't really have to show up because it's just his voice. And you can tell he was just like, this will be an easy paycheck. Like, he just didn't care. Like, he probably didn't even go to a recording studio. He was like, no, you come to my house. I'm doing this on my couch. I don't care. I'm going to watch the ball game whenever we're in between cuts.
I feel like they just like recorded it and then they send the film over to him. It's like, okay, you just ad-lib? Yeah, just ad-lib.
Just voice, do ADR?
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's like, there's like...
50% of this film is just B-roll of a cat just dicking around.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yeah, and it's not like Garfield where it's like a CGI cat.
Sometimes it's like Garfield where it's a CGI cat.
But the cat's mouth is not not moving with...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, so like all of Kevin Spacey's voice is like his inner monologue as a cat.
Yeah, and a lot of this, it really is just, they put a cat somewhere and went, just film the cat. Just the cat's walking around doing something. Like every now and again the cat's CGI, and man, it's terrible CGI. Like it's not a smooth transition at all. But yeah, like it really does feel like they just went, we're just gonna film this cat, we're just gonna send it over to Kevin Spacey. You know what, man, just say whatever you want. And Kevin Spacey's a pretty clever guy, and he can actually deliver a joke pretty well. And it's not like there's any well-written jokes in here. But for the crappy jokes that he has to deliver, Kevin Spacey delivers them pretty well. I gotta hand him that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be too mad. It's like, yeah, it's a piece of crap film that no one should care about, but it's like, hey man, Kevin Spacey's got good delivery, even when he's coming from in the body of a cat and he clearly doesn't care. Although everybody's talking about like how they get Kevin Spacey in here. How the hell they get Jennifer Garner in here? She's the one who I feel real bad about. Kevin Spacey's body is in a coma for the majority of this film. And like I said, he probably just recorded this all from his couch. He did not care. Jennifer Garner was like in an Oscar-winning film just 2 years ago, and now she's doing this crap. She's the one who I felt really bad for, because she's the one who has to do like physical comedy with this CGI cat, and she's the one who just says garbage lines all throughout this. And I'm like, what did they do to get you this? Like, how? Man. I hate getting into like tabloid stuff, but like as I was watching this, I was just thinking, like, isn't this around the time that she and Ben Affleck got divorced? Like, did he just like take all her money in this and like now she has to do whatever she can? Because man, this is so beneath her. Like Jennifer Garner is one of those actresses who like everybody kind of makes fun of because like, oh yeah, she just does all these crappy films. But then every now and again she does, like I said, an Oscar-winning film. And she does something amazing, and it reminds people, oh yeah, she really is good. But then she goes right back to this crap. And it's like, man, do you have to do these? Like, do you have Ben Affleck's old agent, the one who just took every script that landed on his desk? Because that's what it feels like. You should really just pick your roles better. This is so beneath you. Like, it pained me at moments to see her in here. because I know she's so better than this. She should not be in this. But yeah, alright, so we're getting any kind of spoilery talk on this one, because from there, basically, Kevin Spacey, I don't know what his business does, but he's trying to make the tallest building in North America.
I kind of feel like his company is like a Trump ripoff. Like, basically, he owns everything.
I don't think they meant for this to be like a Trump ripoff. Sorry to say there. But man, does it feel like...
Yeah.
Watching it now is like, man, this really feels like it was made kind of about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He's really insecure about size and really wants to make something big. All right, yeah, okay, wants his name all over something. Okay, yeah, but yeah, you don't know what he does for a living. Or at least, they might have said in the first 5 minutes, but this thing the DVD skipped past the first 5 minutes, and every now and again it would skip like another 5 minutes. Like, it only happened like 3 times throughout this entire film, so I still feel confident in saying that we watched it. But it just was so weird to me that it's like, this just came out. How many people have already rented this thing? Like, was it that legendarily bad that people were like, I gotta see this now that I can see it for $1?
Well, it's like, yeah, like you said, it's like people were probably really pissed off because they spent money in theaters, but if they just like went to the red box, it'd probably be... I'm pretty sure people would just watch it out of morbid curiosity.
This is the kind of thing that, like, I don't mean this in, like, to indicate anything about my own mother, but this is what a lot of people call a mom's movie. This is the kind of thing that, like, yeah, we all know that, like, we all have moms out there who will watch, like, some, like, Lifetime made-for-TV movie, and then they'll call you up and go, oh, it was the cutest thing that you've ever seen. Like, maybe it's your grandma, maybe it's your aunt, maybe it's your dad. But, yeah, we all have those kinds of relatives who enjoy these kind of things. Like, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But, yeah, so he's trying to build the tallest tower in America. He finds out that there's a tower in Chicago that's going to beat him by, like, another story because they're making it, like, just slightly bigger. But at the same time, all the people under him want to sell the company and make billions, but he's like, I own this company. It's very important that I keep this company. That's when he gets put into the body of a cat. And his real body's in a coma, so all the other people are like, we're just gonna sell this company while he's in a coma. And then his son finds out that he has a living will that says that if anything happens to me, it goes to me. I become the owner of 51%. But he finds this out like right before the deal goes off, so they just have like these security guards kick him out of the building. And he's like, well, I won't be able to tell them this until after the deal goes through. I'm like, BS! You're the son of one of the biggest, like, multi-billionaires, like, huge guys. This is a major news story happening all over the place. Go to any news source out there and go, yeah, Will, right here. I don't care if you kick me out of the building. The whole world knows that this deal can't go down. His brilliant plan is, and he just goes, like, he's talking to his dad's body while the cat is listening, and he just goes, I'm going to jump off that building. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's when it like took like a huge turn.
All of a sudden, attempted suicide gets introduced into this, and it's like, this is a movie about a talking cat. Where did this come from?
Like, I feel like they were trying to like go for the a more edgy version. Like,
I don't think that's what it is at all.
I don't know, but it's like, you know, the whole greedy corporate guy turning into some dog or cat family film thing. I feel like that trope has been done before.
It has.
And yeah, it has, but like, and they're like, oh, let's jazz it up. Let's make the cat an alcoholic, and we'll have suicide and have pee jokes.
You know what? I was going to say, I don't think they're trying to make it edgy because you didn't see any of that before this moment. Then when you bring it up, it's like, yeah, there is a scene where the cat gets drunk, where the cat, like, there are a bunch of jokes about getting his neutered. So I was like, all right, you know what? You kind of have a point. They were trying to kind of do that. But yeah, so he's like, all right, I'm going to go and jump off the building. And then Kevin Spacey runs up there after him to try and stop him. Jumps off as the cat. Jumps off the building after he jumps off. And he's got like a string in his mouth. He's like, yeah, I'll jump down and get him. And like, he'll grab me and he'll grab the string. String runs out, and now it's just the cat and him falling like to their deaths. And then it's revealed his son had a parachute on the whole time. He pulls the parachute, and that way all the news teams out there start focusing on him while this big announcement was about to go down about we're selling the company. And then he lands right there in the middle of the press conference and just goes, yeah, I own 51%. We're not selling this. It's a family company. And I was like, okay, still, you could have just gone to any of the news sources, but it's like, all right, well, that was a way for you to get, their attention. But then it hit me, the cat's still falling.
Yeah.
And then we were like, did they just kill that cat? Granted, the moment that, the cat dies, Kevin Spacey goes back into his body. But it was like, did you just kill the cat? And then, of course, at the end, it gets revealed, oh, the cat had one life left, and it's still yours. And all right, so it's just a weird film. That's the one thing that I can say that does differentiate it from all those other Lifetime made-for-TV movies. Is this just gets weird at times when it really shouldn't.
It's like they didn't know their audience really. This
is what makes me think that this Woody Allen theory is true. That it was supposed to be a Woody Allen film. And it was supposed to be a dark humor kind of thing. Because when you look at stuff like that, we just kill the cat. And he's going to commit suicide. It's it really does seem like there was an original script of this.
Yes.
That was way darker. And then they're like, no, tone that down, make it all kiddie friendly. But these parts are kind of important and they're kind of funny, so we're going to keep them in there. It's no, it's just weird.
And so, it's if they went for the dark comedy, it would have been a lot better because,
yeah, it would have been at least memorable then.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember this crap. That's one of the reasons why, I don't think this is going on my worst of the year list. I ain't remembering this.
Yeah, because it's when Kevin Spacey was the cat and he was doing basically his transformation, his moment of realization of he was being an asshole. Suddenly he's becoming this philosophical guy. He's
it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's he goes from being a selfish asshole to if I'm going to spend the rest of my life as a cat, then so be it.
Then I'll be the best cat I can.
I would be the best cat ever.
And there's he's doing stupid stuff to try and help. He's trying to help the girl with her homework by putting his paw on the correct answers on her homework, and it's no kid on earth would think that your cat is pointing to the correct answers. It would just think you're pawing the sheet of paper and would put it outside the door. By the way, we gotta talk about the daughter in this.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. The daughter in here is 12
She's
years
11.
old. She's 11 or 12. Yeah. I'm talking about the actress. So
Oh.
I don't know. But she's around 11 or 12. But the character is also 11 or 12 because she says, there's a moment when she says, how many more years I got before she goes to college? 6? And I was okay, so she's playing her age. This character had to have been written for a 5-year-old because she acts like a toddler in here. Not quite toddler, but 5, 6-year-old, just starting kindergarten.
No, seriously, it's when's Daddy gonna wake up? And
yeah, she was Jennifer Garner, her mom had to explain to her, well, Daddy's been working very hard, and so he just needs his rest. And then later on, when Jennifer Garner's saying, it's no, it's okay. Daddy just needs extra rest, and then he'll be okay. I was you're 12. You are 12 years. You know what a in coma is. And it's oh my God. And don't get me wrong, I understand it's hard for a kid at that age to cope with that. I fully understand that it would be traumatic to them. But at the same time, it's Daddy just needs his rest, with a big old smile on her face, yeah, he's just a sweep. It's what is wrong with you? And it's she learns that the cat is her dad because they dance the way that they used to dance when she was a little kid, with the cat stepping on her toes and her holding it. It's and then there's a moment when she's no, Dad is in the cat, Dad's in the cat. Come, show Mommy our dance, Daddy. And I was you're freaking 12. Nobody talks like that. This really was written by an adult who didn't know at what age children start talking differently.
It's what are children?
It's just 5, 12, it's all the same until they turn 13. Then they're all dicks. But aside from that, it's all just Mommy and Daddy up until that point. Has a giant cigar in his mouth while he's talking to. Hey, give me more talking cat films. That's what's the future. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's this is just, that's another thing. Everybody's talking about this is becoming a cult classic. It's you guys need to see way more, good bad movies. This one, it's not bad enough for me to like really consider this one of the worst films of the year, and at the same time, it's not good bad enough for me to look at it and go, yeah, this is gonna be memorable. This is gonna be one of those things that sticks around forever. Like, I've seen a ton of great bad movies that deserve to be cult classics. Look up Shatma sometime. The film about a drug-crazed baboon that hunts LARPers. That's a film that deserves to be a cult classic, but nobody's ever heard of that. This, however, because it got such low ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, everybody's like, oh, it's gonna be one of those cult classics that people make fun of for years. It's gonna be like Troll 2 or The Room. No, it ain't. No one's gonna remember this past a year from now. So, yeah, I might put it on here simply because it is so forgettable.
Or maybe just like an honorable mention.
Yeah, maybe. Because it's like, yeah, to make a film that's like so bizarre in points in how it didn't know what its audience was, and also for like just the lack of like anybody giving a crap in here. Yeah, it might make the list, but as of right now, it doesn't compare with some of the films I had to watch last year or the year before that. So yeah, for anybody out there who's like, oh, this is like in my top 3 worst of the year, I severely have to question what other films you watched this year. But yeah, so that was just our thoughts on 9 Lives. As I said, we're going to be doing this every single weekend up until I give you my best of worst of for 2016. So if you want to see more of these bad movie reactions, then make sure that you click that subscribe. And also, if you want to see some of the good movie reactions, which will be far more positive. By the way, I can also say that the bad movie reactions will be far more negative. There is a film coming up soon that we're going to be recording in a bit that I am going to rant about. But okay, so make sure you click that subscribe. Thank you guys for checking us out. Bye.
Bye.